When it comes to flexibility training, especially achieving splits, many people believe that as long as you push hard enough and endure the pain, you'll eventually force it open. But reality often proves otherwise. Despite months of gritting your teeth, sweating through leg stretches, back bends, and splits, not only might you see no obvious improvement, but you could even find the pain intensifying, your muscles tightening, and injuries or joint discomfort creeping in. So why does this happen? Why is it that the harder you try, the further away progress seems? Let's talk about this in detail. First, stretching isn't something you can brute force your way through. A lot of people still believe that flexibility comes down to pushing past pain. Hold on a little longer, pain means progress, just force it open. These ideas are still repeated in gyms, dance studios, and yoga classes. But these methods overlook one of the body's most basic protective instincts, the pain reflex and the muscle's natural defensive contractions. Whenever your body experiences sharp stretching pain, your brain immediately sends a message to the muscles to tighten up, in order to protect your joints and ligaments from injury. That's why you'll notice that the more it hurts, the more your muscles tense up or even tremble, instead of relaxing. Ironically, what should be a process of lengthening muscles turns into a defensive tightening because of repeated pain triggers. The more you push through pain, the more you trap yourself in a vicious cycle. Pain muscle resistance less effective stretching pushing harder more pain more resistance. Over time, instead of becoming more flexible, your body starts to develop a deeper aversion to the movement itself, increasing the risk of chronic injuries. Improving flexibility isn't about how much pain you can endure, it's about whether you know how to bypass your body's natural defense mechanisms. Flexibility, especially for large ranges of motion like the splits, isn't a contest of pain tolerance, it's about teaching your body to trust that the position is safe and encouraging it to release. Whether a muscle can lengthen depends heavily on how your nervous system regulates it. Only when your nervous system is convinced that a posture is safe and won't cause harm will your body gradually let go, ease its defenses, and allow the muscle fibers to lengthen. That's why effective stretching starts with learning how to help your body relax, not forcing it to fight. To achieve this, focus on relaxation rather than resistance. Reduce your focus on the pain so your nervous system can become comfortable with the movement. Progress gradually, increasing range only in a calm, non-defensive state. This is why seasoned dancers and yoga instructors often seem relaxed and serene even in extreme positions, breathing steadily without strain, while beginners are red-faced, drenched in sweat, and shaking. It's not about natural talent. It's about training smart. So why do some people seem to get worse the more they practice? Often, it's because they immediately force themselves to their limit, activating the body's defense mechanisms from the start. Many treat flexibility training like a battle, forcing the body into deep, painful positions before it's ready. In the short term, it might look like you've made progress, but internally your muscles and tendons are tensed in full defense mode, pulling tighter over time like an overstretched elastic band. Some even develop subconscious fear responses. The mere thought of stretching makes them tense up. The more they train, the more painful and frustrating it becomes. Another reason is focusing only on pain while ignoring the body's signals. Not all pain is equal. There's the mild discomfort of a normal stretch that eases over time, the deeper ache of muscular resistance, which feels stiff and comes with localized heat, and the sharp, stabbing pain or cramping sensations that signal potential injury. Many people can't tell the difference or believe all pain equals progress, when in fact this mindset pushes their body further into rejection. There's also the psychological aspect. Flexibility training isn't just physical, it's mental. The more you fixate on the pain, the more pronounced it becomes. On the other hand, when your mind is relaxed and distracted, your body is more likely to release. That's why experienced coaches often recommend listening to soft music, chatting with others, or simply avoiding staring at your legs while stretching. So how do you stretch smarter, not harder, for lasting progress? First, warming up properly is non-negotiable. Never jump straight into splits when your body is cold. Cold muscles and ligaments are stiff and more vulnerable to injury. A proper warm-up should follow this sequence: dynamic stretching, raising your core temperature, activating the relevant muscle groups, and finally progressing into deeper, static stretches. For example, exercises like high knees, lunges, and dynamic kicks can effectively warm up your hips and thighs before attempting splits. Progress should be broken down into manageable stages, each minimizing focus on discomfort. Start with seated stretches, lunges, and side leg lifts to establish baseline flexibility. Move on to supported half splits, using walls or cushions to gradually deepen your range. Only later should you attempt unsupported splits, gradually shifting your weight forward until your body naturally reaches the floor without external force. In each phase, the goal isn't to force your body to the floor but to feel a gentle, sustained stretch. Consistency and duration matter more than how low you can go in a single session. Techniques like listening to music, watching TV, chatting, or practicing mindful breathing help redirect your brain's focus and reduce hypersensitivity to discomfort. Controlled breathing is especially powerful. Inhale to hold position, exhale to deepen it. With each exhale, your body naturally relaxes a little more. Research shows that improving flexibility depends more on cumulative stretch time than intensity. A gentle, consistent 3-minute stretch yields better results than forcing a painful 20-second hold. Muscle adaptation requires steady, repetitive exposure to new lengths, not violent shocks. Of course, caution is key. Poorly executed splits training often leads to injuries like hip bursitis, groin strains, knee pain, or lower back issues. Prevention is simple: never stretch cold, don't chase extremes, maintain proper form, no collapsed hips or twisted posture, and always stop at the first sign of abnormal discomfort. Finally, flexibility is as much about mindset as it is about muscles. Many people ask, how long until I can do the splits? The answer depends on countless factors: age, genetics, daily habits. But one thing is certain: the more anxious and impatient you are, the slower your progress. Flexibility training looks like a physical challenge, but it's truly a lesson in patience and respect for your body's limits. Flexibility is not just about soft muscles, it's about a soft, resilient mind. Those who can endure the quiet, gradual journey will eventually see their bodies transform. In the end, remember this: stretching for splits isn't just about your legs. It's about your patience, your methods, and your respect for your body.